After lifting some coronavirus restrictions, Saudi Arabia has on Sunday hosted a limited number of pilgrimage cycling around the holy cities in Mecca, the kingdom downside hajj pilgrimage, of course, and suspended the umrah in July due to the concern of escalating the spread of the virus. A maximum number of 6,000 pilgrims were allowed to enter the Grand Mosque. However, only Saudi citizens and residents will be permitted to enter the mosque during the first phase of reopening. Other citizens and residents will perform pilgrimage in the second phase from October 18 with a maximum number of 15,000 pilgrims. Meanwhile, the Muslims globally will be allowed to perform the Umrah as early as 1st of November, according to the authorities. Typically, before the emergence of the virus, the mosque would be packed by millions of people from all over the world. Now, joining me on the line to discuss more on this is Ibrahim Musa, a professor of Islamic Studies at the University of Notre Dame, Indiana State, USA. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining me. Now, how significant is the reopening of pilgrimage to Muslims in Mecca?
The opening of our pilgrimage is extremely significant given the fact that Saudi Arabia of the Gulf had closed down mosques and the Grand Mosque in Mecca and Medina because of the COVID-19 transmission and the virus. It seemed that Saudi Arabia had learned from its limited hajj experience in July that it can manage the minor pilgrimage known as the umrah under certain circumstances with a limited number of people, a trial period now between now and November for local people and for permanent residents, and then open up their facilities for international pilgrimage.
All right. Now, Professor, now considering that Hajj is an important pillar in Islam and many could not attend this year due to COVID-19, are there, alternative rituals the intending pilgrims could have done?
There's no replacement for the Hajj. The Hajj remains the Hajj. It only happens at a certain time of the year. So pilgrims who intended to do the Hajj in 2020 will have to prepare themselves for whenever this opportunity arises. It's unclear how Hajj in 2021 will look like. But if people have the means and want to do the minor pilgrimage, they could apply. But you must know that this will be a limited number of people who will be selected for the Umrah, and it cannot be an unlimited number. So, for instance, in the past, you had more than 100,000 pilgrims at a time in the Grand Mosque, if not more, depending on the traffic. This time it will be largely limited because they have to do so under social distancing circumstances, under repeated sanitizing, and so on. And all this also depends on the ways and the kinds of medicines and that we will have in 2021, whether there'll be a vaccine, whether there'll be a ways to, immunize ourselves against this horrible virus. So all that is still, up in the air. The other matter is also that even experts tell us that even if we do have the virus, we will still have to adopt certain procedures and practices in order to avoid transmission.
You were, of course, talking about the measures there now, but of course, Saudi has more than 3,000 COVID-19 cases, of which nearly, 5,000 have, died. Now, it is wise, for Saudi government to reopen the pilgrimage to the world by next month when there are still a lot of cases globally.
Yeah, look, there's an uptick in cases globally. And I think that the Saudi authorities will keep their eye on the level of spread, which areas are hot zones. You are correct to say that Saudi Arabia itself was a hot zone in the Gulf area, and it had the highest numbers of mortalities as a result of COVID-19. So yes, they will be sensitive. I think they will be taking care of, the measures that they've adopted, and possibly will have to review it. I think what they have signaled is their intention and how they want to deal with people domestically, how they can come and do umrah under certain circumstances, and with the hope that we'll also open it up in November. As you know, going for umrah is in the hearts of around the world. Obviously, this will be limited, and there's a big question. How are they going to select the people that they're going to give a visa for to do the umrah?
Ibrahim Musa, a professor of Islamic Studies at the University of Notre Dame, Indiana State, USA. Many thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. That was, of course, Musa Ibrahim, a professor at the University of Notre Dame, Indiana State.